Welcome to Crosscare Expert Management Dashboards. You're no doubt very familiar with this screen when reporting on data from Crosscare and seeing the end results presented like this. But wouldn't you rather see your Crosscare data presented like this on the CEO's desktop, outside of Crosscare in your web browser? And now you can with the Crosscare Expert Management Dashboards. We don't do anything with Crosscare itself other than set up the standard scheduled overnight backup. But then we take that backup file, transform it into reporting tables, and provide you with a very simple widget builder that allows you to create your own dashboard representing Crosscare data in no time. Let's see how it works. To access our dashboard, we either set up a favorite or click on a shortcut. And each person that wants a dashboard gets a username and password. And the first time they log in, they'll get an empty page so that they can start to create their widgets. So in order to start building our dashboard, we simply click on New Widget. So let's start with admissions. I give the widget a name, select the data source, the type of widget I want. So I want a bar and a line graph. I don't want to split it. The year I want is 1617 as a bar, and I can also put previous years on. So I'll put a previous year on. I want my inpatient wards, just admissions, and I hit save. And I get my widget built instantly straight away. If I want a second one, I create one for discharges. And effectively just go through the same process. Get my inpatient wards, this time for discharges, and I get my widget for discharges. Now it's worth saying that this database is a full database. It has just under 2 million clinical records in it. So this is the kind of performance that you'll expect to see from your dashboards. You can resize them, so I can make it slightly narrower, and I can move it around to suit as well, so that when I now create a new one, this time for deaths, I can slot it alongside the previous two and have a row across the top. This time I'm just going to choose the current year and simply drag it to resize it, and then drag it again to move it alongside the other two. Now in the top right hand corner we have different date ranges, different date parameters. So if I want to change the dashboard from monthly to bi-monthly or to quarterly, I simply click on the date ranges and the dashboard recalculates and redisplays accordingly. If I hover over the numbers or over a bar of a graph, I get the actual numbers. So for October, for admissions, we had 59 in 15-16 and we only had 39 in 16-17. If I then want to look at referrals, again, I create a new widget. This time I'll build one for all referrals, get the source of data. I could split it by service, or I could split it by the referral source. But I'm just going to choose all referrals in one dashboard, and again, dashboard builds. If I want to look at just my community referrals, for example, once again, new widget, give it a name, select my data source, bar line graph, not split, data year, same choices again. This time the service is just community team. All these drop downs are derived directly from your own data. So what this one actually shows is that the year before we didn't have a service called Community Team, and we only really introduced it in March of that year, and then the data follows on through the top. Again, if I want to create another widget, this time let's look at activity. So I could look at the advice line activity. Again, select data, this time from our consultations, from our clinical history. Choose my year, so this time I'll just choose this year, and the service is advice line, and that's all I need to say. And I get my advice line activity widget built in the bottom. Staying with activity data, if I want to pick out a particular type of activity, maybe just the community activity for a particular service, again through my clinical history, choose a bar line graph, don't split it down, data year 16-17 as a bar, no point going to another year for community because we didn't have the service in operation. Hit save, recalculates, get my community activity. Again, I can resize it, move it down, move it across, and I can also look at a particular job type. So if this time I want to look at just my complementary therapy activity, I can create a widget called comp therapy activity. Again, my data source is my history, bar and line graph, no split, the data year 16-17 as a bar and 15-16 as a line. And this time I want to choose my seen by position, so I just want my complementary therapists. So choose that, hit save. The system generates my widget, some variances in that across the different years, and again I can move it up to the side. Again, I can change the dates from days to weeks to months, bi-monthly, and that's how you build your dashboard. It's very quick, it's very simple. When you log back in again, your dashboard will be refreshed automatically from last night's data backup and last night's data, so it's always accurate, it's always up to date, and you can give the CEO and your management team staff access to the data without them really having to go anywhere near Crosscare. We don't just have bar graphs, we also have donuts, pie charts, stacked bar graphs, and also tables if you just want to see the numbers. Please contact us if you'd like more information or to take a closer look.